I don't want her to have the level of notoriety to where she can't go do everyday things in peace. I feel like if she went to, I don't know, she comes to North Carolina, right? Goes to Georgia, goes to Florida even, you know, she and she just goes to a random Target. She goes to a random mall. Most people would just be like, "Oh, she's pretty." They wouldn't know. And I think that's kind of cool because like she goes to China and they're not like, oh my gosh, mobbing her. They're really respectful and everything, as she said in her interviews about it. But people like know her so much they're kind of afraid to approach, but they like wave or whatever. And she has to like kind of coax them to come over and see if they want a picture, if they want an autograph or something like that. Um, but I think that there's a certain beauty in like this very niche area where she is, where she can go to certain places and she can enjoy being like mega famous, but she can also go to a lot of places and just be a girl and just be the girly. You know what I'm saying? Just be Faouzia, not Faouzia the artist, just Faouzia the woman. You know, I think there's a lot to say about that. I think that's just really cool. Yeah, that's like actually they go shopping, eat fast food places in the U.S. People don't know them. Exactly, exactly. They you don't know ball. They don't know ball, and it's like it's really cool because those that know, right? If it's a smart person that knows, they won't sit there and be like, "Oh my gosh, is that?" And then shout the person's name. They'll like subtly make their way over. Hey, are you? Can I get a picture? And then some people that are nosy might be like, "Oh, who's that?" Right? They might have that kind of reaction. But for the most part, like having people that are respectful fans that are like courteous of your time and stuff, I think that's really cool. He says like how Maya ran into Kendall and Savannah from Girl Set at the mall. Ooh, yo, would you say being a faceless artist nowadays is not a bad? It's not that bad of an idea. Hmm. I would say for a faceless artist, I would say no. Being a faceless artist can be very helpful. It also depends on like how out and about you are in your own community because that definitely affects things. If you're in a really populated area, being faceless kind of can be better, especially if you get really big, because then everybody will know you in your area and it gets a little bit difficult to maneuver. But sometimes it's nice to be able to like I feel like when you have friends and family and stuff, you kind of want to be able to share that side of your life just a little bit, or to be openly like, yeah, hey, I have a performance on such and such a day. I can't really hang out, instead of like kind of dancing around it. Um, but yeah, I think it's not. I don't think there's any issue with being a faceless artist. Sometimes, especially when you get to the peak of fandoms, there's some people where they, yes, they appreciate you as an artist, but it's beyond regular levels of even obsession. It's beyond just regular levels of being parasocial. It's scary sometimes, especially for women. For guys, we kind of expect them to just kind of like handle it because for a guy, usually you're not worried about a woman doing something to you. It can happen, but usually like a woman's not going to sit there and just like walk up to you and like try and kidnap you or run the fade with you if you're a celebrity, right? But as a female artist or just a female celebrity in general, you have to be concerned with the potential that there's not every guy, right? Not even most guys are a danger to you, but every guy is a potential danger to you. And I think about that sometimes. You said I think seeing your facial expressions when performing makes a big difference than hearing. Ooh, that is also a very good point. Or even body language, like watching Ado, um, when she's in the cage, like on stage and performing, like seeing her move around and seeing her flail her hands and like kind of do a skip or whatever, like those sort of things matter, because it adds a little bit more emphasis. Just like how the lighting, for example, during this show was really impactful in my eyes. Um, so facial expressions are equally as important. And sometimes, depending on what song it is, if it's a very meaningful, very impactful, very like understanding of the words type of song, very heavy in that respect, facial expressions can make the song go from like, oh, this is really good to, oh my god, like that kind of thing. So I would definitely agree. I'm from North Carolina, Jason. Yeah, in the U.S. U.S. of A. The I'm not. I almost got political. Whoops. Ha ha. I don't want to go. I don't want to go missing tomorrow, guys. We'll leave it out there. We are aggressors, though. I will say that. But yeah, I'm just a dude. Um, yeah. Breathing oxygen is pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do this segment. Yes, the performance was. Yes, yes, beautiful. Mm-hmm. 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 Wholeheartedly agree right there, for sure. All right, so I actually have no idea what this Q&A part, uh, like what it has to do with it all. But this is what, like 30 minutes ish. Where does it stop? Yeah, it's dead like 30 minutes. So Mubarak, go to bed. You need to go to bed. I love you, but you need to go to bed. You need sleep. Yes, or just seeing the emotions in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. See you in 30. Hopefully after 30 we've concluded the stream. But yeah, let's go ahead and knock this out. I know those that watch the initial part, they're gonna be like, "Hey, did you do the Q&A part? You shouldn't skip the Q&A part." I promise, if you're on YouTube watching this right now, I didn't skip it. I just parlayed it until a second video. Good night, Mubarak. I'll see you tomorrow. Or later today in your time, actually.
You guys sent me so many lovely questions yesterday.
This is interesting.
I have them all in here. I asked if you guys had any questions before I drop my debut album. And I'm going to pull some out of here right now. And if you guys have any afterwards, let me know. We'll start with a few here. I'm going to take my ear out. My ear is in my in-ear. These are attached to my head. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. Will there be a deluxe version? It's not even out yet. Maybe.
My question would be, when are you free next week?
There are already some, okay, there are some songs that didn't quite fit on the album.
Singles.
That
Take our money. Take our money. We want them all.
There are some songs that have stayed in the back of my head where I'm like, should I have put them on the album? But I felt like the album was clear, it was concise, it was 11 songs and purposeful. So I am entertaining the idea of a deluxe.
Yeah.
She should. It's been a few months, right? I think we can do it.
Did you experiment with anything new when making this album, vocally, melodically, lyrically, or production-wise?
That's a very good question.
Scholars. In a sense, I went back to what I knew best, which was like that singing at a piano, writing a song, building it from scratch, and putting a lot of emphasis on lyrics and melodies. But I feel like I took different paths while writing this album. There are some songs that feel like they have a little bit of that Middle Eastern influence, but just like a touch of it. And then some songs feel like me when I was writing in 2018. I just think I went into this being like, I'm gonna experiment and explore, but I wanna make sure that my heart is guiding me through it. And so, in a way, I did experiment and I did have fun with new production styles, but it feels like very cohesive still. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Which song is the most important for you?
Important and favorite don't always end up being synonymous.
That's a hard question. What child is your favorite child? I feel like I'm sorry, I can't pick. I know it's a disappointing answer, but I really
should
can't
try.
pick. They're all important in their own ways. Okay.
See if Mubarak was still in here. Mubarak would tell you how I feel. She's phenomenal. I was actually looking at her teeth. Now that the light is just completely white, I was like, oh my god, she has perfect teeth.
What song
Neither
do
here
you
nor
think
there, but I'm just
represents
thinking
the
about it.
album best? Okay, I'm gonna rephrase it. If somebody asked me what song should they listen to from the album to get like a general consensus of what it is, or like a gist, I would say Unethical.
That's fair.
So maybe that one represents it the best. Mm-hmm.
I like the bob was cool though.
How
I
do
need
you
to see if she
feel about
actually cut her
releasing your
hair.
first album? I can't believe it. I'm kind of in denial. After 7 years of like wanting this to happen and writing hundreds of songs, if not thousands, I can't believe that it's coming out on Thursday. Like it hasn't clicked. I'm just like, or Thursday night, sorry, but Friday. It hasn't clicked to me. I'm in denial. I get like these like bursts of overwhelming emotion, but I think it'll hit me when I see it out there and when I hear it from start to finish. But I'm in denial at this very moment. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, we saw a post on her story where it was like it was really difficult to see if she like cut her hair, or if she like braided it down and had a wig over top, because it was like a really short wig, like not the bob that she had when she did that one shoot. It was like short, like borderline pixie cut type short, like it was short, but there wasn't like a lot of volume to it, so it made it look like it might actually be legitimate. But we only saw like 3 or 4 photos with her with it, so I assumed it was from a photo shoot. So I also assumed that it hopefully, probably, most likely isn't the look right now, probably. And since nobody's like really been talking about it online, because we saw that 3 days ago, 3 days ago, nobody's really said anything online about it, period. So I'm assuming that it can't be like the actual look that she's going with right now. Assuming wise, of course.
Okay, this one's a little similar to. Ooh, what were your inspirations for this album? My inspirations for this album weren't necessarily anything like any artists or any projects that are already out. I was watching a lot of like movies that I loved growing up. Very whimsical, bizarre movies. I watched Coraline. I watched.
Okay.
I watched Edward Scissorhands. I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, I watched The Shape of Water.
Did she do Alice in Wonderland?
All of these movies that make you feel a little bit like uncomfortable. Like, what am I watching? This is weird. But they take you into another world. And that was the seed of my inspiration. Just like following that whimsy, following that childlike feeling, and going back to my roots and who I am as a singer-songwriter. Sonically, I would say it's inspired by classical music. I grew up playing classical music. I took 11 years of classical piano training. I did theory and practical. And so that was another thing that was like ingrained in me as a child and till now, and I felt was so fitting for this debut. So sonically, it has that classical inspiration. But other than that, I don't know. I think those were the main inspirations for this album. Also, what was going on in my life, lyrically. Which track should we cry to first? What do you guys think?
Porcelain.
Oh.
Unethical.
Okay.
I'll say weirdo. Weirdo.
Oh, interesting. That song makes me want to cry too. I thought I was the only one. Okay. They said porcelain, unethical, and weirdo.
Pretty strange.
And pretty strange. So those 4 songs. Um, what song was the easiest to write? How long did it take? I think Ornament was the quickest one. We were stuck on Don't Ever Leave Me for days, to the point where I was laying on the floor. I wish I had my phone so I could show you guys. Pages on pages of lyrics, and nothing was clicking. And I was like, Arthur, I'm about to abandon this. Like, I can't. I don't have the words for it. And then we took like a quick turnaround and we wrote Ornament.
Time out. I'm only seeing Faouzia with a bob. I'm only seeing the bob version. You said, yeah, I'm on her TikTok. I only see the bob version, which I love, by the way. Let me say that. But yeah, I only see the bob version. On a oh dear God, you're gonna scare me now. Martin's gonna scare me, guys. Slight segue. Hold on. Oh yeah, this chop is cool. This chop I can live with. This chop I can live with. Cause hold on. I can live with this chop because when I think of her original cut, I'm thinking this one, which she did actually do for the cover. So that was cool. That I liked. And I kind of like this because it gives me the vibe of from the Phantom Troupe. I can't remember her name right now. Hunter. Oh my God, I can't remember her name. But like that would be a really good cosplay for her. Plus, I really liked it. I like this look. Now this is an Instagram picture, so it's not gonna let me zoom in like it should. It's not gonna clear it up. But like, I like these looks on her. I like this. The big chop wasn't too crazy of a chop. We saw one where she was like, where it's like a really like almost finger waves, like almost to this level. Hold on, can I? Almost to like this. Like this was the one photo that we ended up seeing like a couple days ago. That's what scared me. That was what scared me. I was like, I don't know about that one. But like this? Ah! She's a very lovely human being. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like that, but it was oh my goodness. I'm hoping because I thought she posted on her IG story, but the way it was all black and white photos. So I think it was just like for a shoot. I think it was like she braided her hair down or whatever. They put the wig over the top and then they styled her with like the fur overcoat and everything. And that's what it gave, because all the photos that she had, it was like 3 or 4 of them, they were all with her in the same clothing. So I thought it was like a promo shoot type style thing, because for a very gorgeous woman, she could definitely do any amount of modeling that she wanted to for whatever brand, honestly. So that's what I was hoping it was. I haven't seen enough reason to think otherwise just yet. But if she posts, a story, or she posts if she goes live on IG and we see it like that, then I might scratch my head a little bit. At least I need some volume. But yes, regardless, right? I would like to buy stock in the lowest we got was the bob. I think that's it. That's the one. But back to where we were.
Very easily. Like it was almost like comical after spending so much time on Don't Ever Leave Me. I abandoned Don't Ever Leave Me for a minute, for over a month actually. And I remember I was traveling overseas and I couldn't stop thinking about that song. And Arthur couldn't stop thinking about it too. And we reconnected and we're like, we need to finish the song. And so we did. But Ornament was a breath of fresh air because Don't Ever Leave Me was really hard to finish. What message do you want the listeners to take away from this album? I hope people take away whatever they need. I hope they find comfort in it, solace, and I hope they find little lyrics or melodies that they need to hear at that very moment. There's so much to pick from, so there's something for everybody. And I hope they find comfort in knowing that whatever they're going through, you know, everybody is going through it's almost like a, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just gonna bring up a diagram about how it doesn't matter. But the point is, I hope they find comfort and solace, and I hope this album feels like a hug when you're crying and you need somebody there for you. I really hope that's what they take away from it.
That's really nice. I actually love that. Bro, this is a one-of-one experience being in that room, dog. Oh my goodness.
Does the album have any cheerful songs?
Well,
Why is that Loki in this?
cheerful might be a stretch.
Yes, so true. Peace and Violence is definitely the most cheerful one.
For sure.
I'm like, I will watch the world burn.
She does, but not on this album.
Peace and Violence. Song of Funeral. Everybody give it up for Peace and Violence. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Why are all of the song titles in all caps? They're in all caps because I felt like every song felt like the title of a movie, and each song was its own world that people were getting pulled, or hopefully getting pulled into. And when I saw them written in like lowercase or just like with the uppercase first letter, it didn't feel like a statement enough. And it really felt like each song was its own movie, was its own world, and I needed it to be in uppercase to make that statement.
Fair.
Fair.
It's
Oh, it's a good question. Okay.
I respect it. Okay.
What's the most adventurous thing you've done for this album? Ooh, that's a good question. I think the most adventurous thing I've done was the fan event in Paris and also in New York City. I've never done a fan event up until this point, and so going to Paris and being here in New York and being able to celebrate with you guys and talk through these songs and have this like very casual conversation, that was pretty adventurous. I think I'm kind of like a homebody, and I would never have done this otherwise. I'd say that's probably the most adventurous thing.
That is fair. I never would have thought of that question, honestly.
What track is the most fun for you to sing? Probably Weirdo or Peace and Violence.
Okay.
Peace and Violence. I feel like Arthur and we introduced a new character with the eerie verses. I remember sitting there, like, I was kneeling, I had the microphone, and I was recording, and I was like, it's not weird enough. And I just, like, I had to find her in my head. I was like, where is she? Where's this voice that I'm trying to express? And then she came to me, and I sound crazy.
Bart, go to bed.
Thank you to her. Peace and Violence, exists. No.
Ooh, what's they ask? Ooh. They need to project those questions on the board. I need to know.
What are your favorite lyrics you've written for this album? Give us a little spoiler. I think all of Unethical. Actually, can I share something with you guys about Unethical? I will have nowhere else to share this.
Please do.
When I was writing the chorus of Unethical, I not only dove into the song lyrically, but also, like, phonetically, and where the rhymes rhymes landed, and nobody would notice otherwise, but it was a bit of a challenge writing that song because, for example, I'm gonna sound weird when I say this, but when I was writing it, I was like, tearing off my, no, breaking all my bones, which is oh, trying to hold you close, oh, come on right out my body, which is tearing off my skin in, just to let you in, isn't it a bit, so unethical, so A-E-O, remember that one? Have you any mercy, hurt me, every time you hurt me, baby, which ties into the body from the first line.
Her brain is so colorful.
If you ever loved, let me go, let me go, which is the same.
Her brain, colorful is, I guess, the only word I could really use for that. Because I literally would have never considered that as a potential possibility for anything until she literally just shared that.
Oh, what was your favorite lyrics? Okay, yeah. So
Didn't even answer the question.
I like the lyrics of Weirdo a lot. Sometimes I wish our puzzle aligned. Sometimes I wish I could tear off my skin.
Right.
Why'd you have to think of me as divine? Now every breath that I take is a sin. So I do like that a lot.
But which lyric in Ethical was your favorite?
Ooh.
Which line?
I think the chorus. Do you mean just one line? I think Isn't It a Bit Unethical is probably my favorite lyric in the whole song. We were playing around with it, and I was sitting there and I was saying like impossible, all these words like da 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 da, impossible, and I didn't like it, and I was like, this is not hitting me, and then I like jumped out of my seat and I was like, Arthur is unethical. And he's like, yeah, like what? And I was like, no, it is like, and at first we had to like go back and forth for a minute, but he's like, I'm gonna trust you. And I'm like, no, trust me, it is unethical. And I liked it's almost like comedic. It's like a funny question you're asking in the middle of these really heavy, dark lyrics. And it's a way for you to pull the other person in. And you're telling them, like, I'm tearing off my skin, I'm breaking all my bones, all these things. And when you're engaging them and you're in the conversation and you're saying, isn't it unethical? You're giving them the time to think about it and ask themselves, you know what? Yeah, maybe it is. So I think that's my favorite lyric in that song.
Fair.
It also
fair.
has a title. So I'll do a few more here and then a few in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's okay with you? What song was the hardest to write emotionally? Probably Unethical and Pretty Stranger. Did any song almost not make the album but ended up becoming a personal favorite? It's not my favorite, but Pretty Stranger. It almost didn't make the album. Yeah, that's the only one. Every other one I was like, no, this is meant to be on the album. What is the first song you wrote for the album? What's the story behind it? It was Porcelain. Actually, technically, it was I Lost My Mind in Paris, which I had written years before I went to China. And then it was just sitting there for a while. And I had the album titled Film Noir, but then it was Porcelain. How do you envision the listener experiencing your album for the first time? I don't know, but the album is made to be listened to from start to finish. Like, I put the tracks in order in a way that you can listen to it without skipping around. You can skip around if you like. If you only like one of the songs, that's okay too. But if you want the full experience, it is made to be listened to. Just you press play and you listen to it till the very end. questions in the crowd?
That's fair.
Yes.
Are you gonna be tomorrow's show for John Legend? I'm thinking you might be.
Oh,
Just.
Let me know so I can extend my
Yeah,
my
so we can
stay in
extend our
his class
stay.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, let me know.
Skip class.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't skip class.
Skipping class. Skipping class makes sense. That's context.
Girl, where are you getting this information? Is it an educated guess?
Because we were talking earlier, we were like, what if John Legend is like here for like Mindfulness or something? But then we saw on Spotify that John Legend has an event tomorrow, so we're like, what? Just thinking around possibilities.
I will say you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Oh my god!
Gotta respect it.
So I should work that shit.
One day a missed class won't kill you. The professor would just have to understand.
The album what?
Imagery, like the
Oh, imagery.
photo and all that.
Great question.
The album imagery feels like a glimpse into my head, which isn't something I'm proud to like say because it's very all over the place, but like it's a little bit bizarre. It's my favorite type of imagery. I like things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable and like a little bit tense, but that whole deeper meaning, like if I'm holding something in the artwork, what could that mean? What is the meaning behind that? And people can dive into that. And there's a lot of that in the Unethical video. Peace and Violence was a little more fun. And in the next music video, there are also some hidden Easter eggs all around. And I just wanted the imagery to be whimsical and fun, but serious and dark and twisted and magical. And those are the words that kept repeating themselves when I would explain the album visuals to people. Yeah.
Which
Thank you for your
song is
question.
closest to your life experience?
Ooh.
I mean, honestly, all of them I would say are there. I wrote them based off of my life and my story.
That's a really good question.
Probably, that's hard. I'm gonna go with Unethical. Just, but all of them, I wrote them from a very personal space.
Can
Yes.
Okay, so we have a new album coming, right? Is there a tour?
That's a good question.
I don't think there's been a tour announced for this
As of
year.
Right now, there's no tour, but it's floating around in my head.
How about a vinyl? Like,
A
Yeah.
vinyl.
yeah.
That's
Ooh.
also something that I'm working on.
I would buy a vinyl.
Do the tour, please.
I will try my best.
Yeah, in New York. How did the like success in China change your career, and what new doors did it open?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good
That
question.
year in China changed my life.
We loved all the videos, by the way, and on repeat,
Thank you so much for the question as well. When I first landed in China, I had no idea how much my life was going to change. I felt like I was inspired by, well, first of all, I was on a show there, and I was surrounded by the most talented artists. And so every day,
Not as talented as you.
no, that's not true.
You should have won. That was rigged. You should have 100%
I
won.
think, no, it was definitely fair.
Oh, she knows him. His name's Evan. Okay.
But being surrounded by them, I got to
He's
get
not
inspired
wrong.
by a whole new culture, like being in China, the attire, the food, just the history, and being able to go to the Great Wall. All these things, I felt like I was rejuvenated, and I felt like because I had this writer's block, I was getting little bits of inspiration throughout the year and kind of rebuilding that back up. So I'm so grateful for my time in China, and I also it changed my life in the way that I have very bad stage fright, and like really, really, really bad. And when I would join this show, there's like 1 billion people that watched every episode, and it was live. So it was like 3, 2, 1, action. Well, you better get up there and do it. Everybody's watching and waiting, and so I would step foot on that stage, and I had no choice but to perform. And like week after week after week, that muscle grew stronger. Like that, you know, that fear of being on stage got smaller and smaller and smaller, and it diminished as I felt like I got more comfortable. So I feel like it honestly, that whole trip changed my life in so many ways for the better. Yeah.
So you're ready for the tour?
Like, so yeah, the tour. When's the tour gonna happen? I would love to do a show in New York City. So you guys are convincing me. I'm sold. Maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Yes.
What advice would you give the artists who are just starting to build their own brand and starting to build their artistry? And yeah.
Okay.
I would say to, when you're first starting when you're first starting out,
It is
to
art.
find that like that gut feeling that pulls you towards something, whether it's like a visual world or a sonic world, and stay near it. It's okay to venture out of it, but find something that grounds you somewhere, because I think when you are first starting out, lots of people will try to pull you in different directions, and it's good to try things out, but I think you will have an inkling on where you want to be and where you want to build. And so start with that, follow your gut, follow your instincts. You know yourself the best, no matter what anybody says. You know yourself the best, and people can hear when you are being authentic. People can hear when you're not being authentic. And so you can't fool anybody, and you definitely cannot fool yourself. So follow what is most true to you, and know that there's a lot of work that goes into it, but every day wake up and think about something positive about it. Like, I get to do what I love. It's very difficult. There are going to be lots of downs, but those downs are always worth the up. And there's always an up on the other side of things. So just keep going and have fun. Really, just like have fun. Yeah.
Fair.
Do you want more questions? Yes?
Do you think we'll ever get a full song in Arabic?
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, we already have the answer to this one.
Absolutely. That's something that's so special though. I would want it to be perfect. So I don't think that'll happen until I am like absolutely in love with something that I write that's fully in Arabic. And I think I would definitely sit there with like my mom and my dad and craft it. Yeah. But I want to do a whole project in Arabic one day.
Ooh. Spicy.
I don't know when, but that is something that has always been in the back of my mind for sure. Thank you.
Wait, I have one question.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I know you're from Morocco, and I'm from Morocco too, and I just wanted to know which city in Morocco are you from?
I'm from Casa.
I'm from Casa too, but like
Oh, where?
Casa. I'm also from Casablanca too. So I just wanted
You want to know like specifically where?
Oh.
On the corner of.
I'm from Darbeda.
I'll be like here Casa, but I just
Ma'arif?
Arif?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No.
Are you from there too?
No, Sidi Barnossi. It's like a little more up. It's like Hida Medina, but it's not too far from it.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for being here tonight.
Who were your neighbors?
I'm like, you want to know what hospital?
If you're willing to indulge us.
I'm like, what? My mom is your mama. What hospital? I mean, you don't have to say, but Mama Fine. I don't know. Mama Fine, ¿por qué hospital? L'hôpital Yasmine. Quelle chambre pour l'hôpital? Just kidding. So yeah, thank you for the question.
We saw your mom get her Taco Bell.
Yes.
We knew it was for someone.
It wasn't for me. It was not for me. That's so funny. She said she walked outside and she
couldn't
was.
find the guy who was gonna.
And she said she panicked. She's like, I'm never going out. She's like, I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness, people. Well, I have a couple more songs left for you tonight. And I want to thank you all so much again for being here and for sharing such a wonderful night. I cannot believe it. My album is out this Friday. I'm so excited. What's that?
Oh, so
Thank you for you.
Thank you for you. Thank you for you, my love. Oh my
One more
goodness.
question.
What's that?
One more question.
Yes.
Alright, so in your song Tears of Gold, you talk about having a good heart, being naive, and giving your trust away to the wrong people. Learning the lesson that you've learned and your connections now, how do you get that trust away? How do you maneuver through that?
It's a great question. I think I kind of did like not a full circle because I'm not at exactly where I used to be, but I used to be very naive as a kid and like a teenager, and I would give away that like trust blindly. And I think then I kind of became not colder, but like more reserved. But I didn't like that version of myself, and I knew that there was a middle ground of that, like who I was as a child, but also just being more careful. And I think I've just experienced enough at this point to be able to tell when somebody may be taking advantage or somebody may be there for the wrong reasons. And I respectfully stay away. But when I feel like somebody's there for the good reason or for a good reason and is, you know, has a good heart, I feel like I can give everything and give myself to them without being afraid of the outcome. And I'm so grateful. I feel like I'm surrounded by such great people now in my life. I always talk about it. I always tell them. But I'm always like, I love you so much. You guys are so good to me. Thank you. And so I feel like I can be myself and cry tears of gold for those people because, you know, I feel like they're there for they're just good people, like with amazing, beautiful souls. So yeah.
Do you ever struggle with like guarding your heart and then at the same time like losing who you are to your work?
I did for a minute, like for a few years I definitely did, and I felt very closed off. But like I said, I didn't like that version of myself and I didn't want to be closed off anymore. And my mission this year, along with finishing this album, was finding myself again and finding like little Faouzia. And I think I found her. Thank you so much for your beautiful question.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I love it. That's a perfect segue into the next song, which is Tears of Gold.
she's how could you not like Faouzia, man? She's like as a person, not only is she just like a good person and a nice person, because those are not always the same thing, you know. She's just real, genuine, honest, all that too. And I'm glad we finally got around to watching it. The fact that only 17,000 people have seen this guy's video is very interesting. But nevertheless, I am ecstatic that I got to enjoy it. Yo, okay, so so for this segment I did a lot better because she talked for 30 minutes. The recording says we're 44 minutes in. So I only talked 15, I only added 50% to what she did. Now the first recording, well, somebody's gonna have some great fun watching that. You know what I'm saying? But I think in a way, if you watch a lot of videos and none of the videos like invoke enough emotion to make you talk about anything, except oh yeah, that's a cool song. To me, that's not an analysis. That's not a real reaction. But at the same time, the song just might not have touched you that much, and so if that's the case, you don't need to touch it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to react to certain things. I only react to stuff because I want to react to it. I only trust people's suggestions because I trust certain people's suggestions. You know what I'm saying? If I know I'm not gonna like something, I'm not gonna sit there and intentionally turn it on and then stare. And then when the video finishes, I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I hate to tell you. I don't know who suggested that. That was a terrible song. Like I'm not gonna do that to somebody. But at the same time, I understand how some ways it can come across as like I like everything that I listen to, and I think there's only been the harshest criticisms I've ever had, I guess, and harshest subjective, was when I said I didn't like the Blackpink artistry as a group, but not what you call it as a group, but individually as artists, I loved them. I think that's as far as I've gone because I think there's been a couple artists where certain songs didn't resonate with me, but I could still objectively tell they were good songs. They just weren't great songs written for me, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I think one of the best parts about like artists like Faouzia is like let's say even if somebody didn't love her album is very heavy and real and honest, and it forces emotion out of you. It's gonna get something out of you. You can't listen to that album and say, "Oh, I mean, yeah, it was an album." Like you can't say that. I'm not buying that take. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah. Let's see. You said Cat's Eye. We we're gonna. I don't think we haven't heard that yet, have we? We're gonna have to add that. So we have to after this. We know we have to do a Dimash. We have to cook up a playlist for Dimash that we listen to. I have to do another Twice album. I've been holding off, and part of the reason I held off was because that Chae Young album, or that her individual project, literally moved me to tears, and I was not expecting it to happen like that. Uh, like I said, previous to that experience, I had never. I understood how one could cry while reacting to something or while streaming, but I just didn't think that. I thought I was immune. Basically, I thought I was superhuman in that way that it wouldn't affect me at all, and they caught me slipping. You know what I'm saying? So, and then this time around, obviously listening to Faouzia, and she hit a couple notes, and my brain short circuit, so I can't remember exactly which song it was that we reacted to. That really that had me, hitting one of these and kind of just wiping my eyes a little bit, trying to be sneaky with it, but it was just like really really good. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, we had a great 3 hours. We will resume this tomorrow, ideally at an earlier time, but we will be live tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be for an hour or two. Tomorrow's Sunday. We might get 2 hours. I guarantee at least 1 hour though. So I might hop in Discord tonight and make a decision on what we wanna cover. And then as we transition later on into the year, as we get towards February, we might probably in February actually, we might start watching some. We might hold a vote and watch an anime together. What if I can get a video, if I can get a movie in, I'm gonna watch some movies. I don't know 100% yet. But we'll see. Nevertheless, I will be looking out for Faouzia to see if she does drop a deluxe, because to date, as I'm pretty sure she hasn't done it yet. But we'll see. We'll see.